hello? Hello? Yeah. Okay. Uh, some of my settings appear to be wrong. Everything she an artist in a pastime. See. Ah. Congrats on surviving. Thank you, Ash. I had an ambition of going live on Wednesday, but that was fully me underestimating the intensity of what I was about to experience. Because, like, the fucked up thing is I haven't done anything that major, you know? I haven't, like, removed a whole organ or fucking reattached a limb or something, you know? But the extent to which your body just gets fucking destroyed was not something I expected. Ba, ba, ba. How have you been, by the way? Are you playing Balatro or Dragon's Dogma? Those have been, like, the only two games I've played, I think, for the past week. Well, I played a little bit of FF11 too. Because I was on my Beastmaster out here, just, like, killing easy praise. It's kind of why I wanted to do this for the stream today, because it's very, very relaxing. I think I'd rather keep Dragon's Dogma for, like, a me game than a stream game. Work's ramping up here in Brainless Grinding Last Epoch. Ah. I see. That seems like it's been a good game, though. The work is not ramping up for me. Bizarrely. Weird, huh? It's weird, yeah. I feel like some of the communication I had with the hospital staff leading up to the surgery was part of why I didn't realize how intense it was going to be. Like, I feel like it's not just me being an idiot, you know? It's a little bit me being an idiot and never having had any surgery before, but initially, when I talked to one of the nurses, she was like, oh, you know, if you have some kind of semi-physical labor, usually you end up having like 2 weeks off of sick leave, and then you like come back in some capacity depending on the job after that. But she was saying, like, you know, it could be a week, right? But presumably when she said that, which was like weeks before, she probably thought like, oh, you work in an office, right? Because I feel comfortable streaming right now. I don't feel like that's like, it's not gonna tax me anymore, aside from the fact that I'm not sleeping very much, but you know. So I bet you could do Excel spreadsheets and stuff after about a week post-op. But then it was like day of when I'm in in like the, I don't know what it's called in English. Day surgery is what they call it. It's like a department for people who are only there for the day. They're not staying the night type stuff. Like I'm laying in my cubicle thing there. And she was like, "Oh, so what do you do for work? Like how blah blah blah." It's going through medical history, going through that kind of stuff. And I explained my job and she was like, "Oh." And she, at this point, revealed to me that I'm looking at like 4+ weeks off from work, not just 1 week. Because if I use my arms at all, especially if it's like a emergency type thing, like suddenly catching a child who's falling or running away or something, that is like tremendous damage potential. Because all the muscles connect, so you can like rip stitches in your fucking chest from that. And I guess like the stitches too, they're not like, at least on one side, they're kind of connected to those muscles. Skin, certainly. Oh, God. We're getting closer to spring, though. I'm very happy about that. Me and my mom got together yesterday? I was about to say a couple of days ago, but it was yesterday. It's just that I have literally no perception of time. But yeah, we got together yesterday and just like sat at a cafe and had some coffee and stuff. So I'm being a normal human being. I'm getting outside. I'm moving. Life is good. And it was like 10 or 12 Celsius, I think. It was like really, really, really nice. And 10 Celsius is kind of cold, but when you've had a winter that was -25, 10 Celsius is like fucking tropical. So we're sitting out there in 10 Celsius and wind and just like, oh God, yeah, this is the life. 112 Celsius. Yeah. We were cooking. The bone was separating from the dermis. Feel good. How are you doing, Deathmix? Oh, God. Today has been such a good day. I woke up and then I did the math on how many hours it's been since I came out of surgery. And I did it like 4 or 5 times just to be absolutely sure I wasn't being an idiot. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's been over 92 hours. It's been over 92 hours. I'm allowed. It's been over 92 hours. I'm allowed. And then I like ran into the bathroom and started ripping off bandages. The purpose of that was that I could shower for the first time in 4 fucking days. Probably the best shower I've had in my life, to be honest. Ripe, yeah. So, as far as I can figure, because I've looked up a little bit of like before and after I came in, I did the thing that everyone does now in modern society, and you like Google a little bit around the surgery you're supposed to have, right? Because in this era there are YouTubers for everything, right? So there's a doctor who has a YouTube channel where they talk about the surgery that their patients are gonna get when they come to their clinic. A lot of the channels are American, which is probably because they're trying to like use it as a marketing tool. And the major thing it revealed to me is that America has a very different medical culture to Norway. Because when I was looking up the exact surgery I had from an American doctor, he was like, oh yeah, and you do antibiotics, and then you do antibiotics, and then you do antibiotics. And then, like, the day after, you're out of bandages, and you can shower and stuff like that. And you do antibiotics. And I'm just like, that is so terrifying to me. To the core of my soul. They didn't even talk about antibiotics with me. They were like, if you get infected, we'll have you come back in. We'll, like, clean the entire area, undo what we did, and then we'll redo it again in a month. So Norway has a very different culture, and that's why I couldn't shower for 4 days, because in Norway, instead of building antibiotic resistance, what you do is you just, like, obsessively clean everything, and then bandage it up, and keep it dry for a week. I kind of suspect that's also why I had, like, drains and stuff, though. Because it was, like, close to muscle or something. I don't know enough about the medical stuff, but anyway. The way he explained it to me after I woke up was that, like, it's not really blood that is draining out of the wounds. It's, like, the sterilizing / cleaning liquid, and, like, some kind of body fluid that you have that makes things work good on the inside. But the drains are definitely like top 10 worst parts of having any kind of surgery. IMO. One of my 4 humors. Yeah. What are they called? You have like lymphs. I think it was like lymph fluid or something. Lymphatic fluid. I think that was what it was. Holy shit, it's FF11. Yeah, I wanted a simple game. Because I want the capacity to just not do anything for 15 minutes and talk to people. So, this is a good game for that. In America, you're all about war, especially against your own internal biome. Yeah, I mean... Norway's, like, culture around medicine is so strongly we need to avoid antibiotic resistance that, like, we're letting people get sick with pretty severe illnesses just to avoid overusing antibiotics. So it was kind of insane to see these, like, private American practitioners talking about, you know, relatively safe, like, it's safe surgery. I mean, as safe as any kind of surgery can be, but yeah. The risks I took basically was like infection, because it's any kind of surgery whatsoever. And then, is it called narcosis in English? Narcose? Like, that can also be kind of risky. But aside from that, it's like child's play. Simple as anything, as my surgeon said. Don't even worry, he said. To be fair, he seems to have done a good job. I have like bandages off and stuff now, and like aside from just the specific operating wounds, there's not that much like damage or anything. I'm probably losing a lot of muscle mass though. Narcolepsy. What's it called? I don't know what it's called in English. Anesthesia? Is it just called anesthesia? Maybe it's called anesthesia. I don't know. So in Norway, or in Norwegian, like, the word narkose would be, like, very specifically, like, unconscious levels of, pain management. And then, like, the similar word for anesthesia would be, like, local anesthesia, more like. You could, like, you'd probably say anesthesia still, but... Narcos, the television show. Yeah, Narcos. I was in Narcos, actually. I like risks associated with being put under. No, but that was the risks. Yeah. That's what I meant. So like technically this was a very safe procedure. And totally simple, totally easy. Yeah, not a problem. Uh-huh. I do kind of want to punch my surgeon in the gut for how he said it was such an easy thing. Oh, because I think I've slept like 3 hours at the most for the past 4 days. And one of those times when I slept 3 hours was when Weiss fucking added me in Discord and woke me up in the most pain I've been in 10 years. Because I was laying there asleep, stretching my stitches. Motherfucker, that hurt. It's kind of crazy to me that I didn't wake up from the pain. So you're on spring break? That sounds really nice. It's like the only thing I miss about being in university. When you actually went on break, it was like, oh, wow, now I can do all the same things I normally do. Procrastinate and avoid working, but without the guilt. Very liberating. Glad I got robot legs now. Oh. When I got the drains removed, I don't know if I told this story in the Discord. I have no idea. I've been talking to a bunch of different people, especially people who have had experiences with similar surgery. So I don't know who I've talked to what about, or what I've talked to who about, or any what now, how about. But the like nurse who I called to get help removing the drains, she was like excited. And I guess she vibe checked me as a person, right? Like we talked first about things and blah blah blah, established rapport, and then after we'd established rapport, she was like, I actually think this is really fun. And I'm just like, you think it's fun? And she's like, yeah. Because when I was in my 30s, I had to have the surgery too. And I'm just like, oh. And she's like, and I remember when they did the blah 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 blah. So she like related her own experience of having the drains removed. And I was like, okay, it's gonna be interesting. But I do like people like that. I like people who can, you know, share a little bit of their own life and make you feel more comfortable. Even if it's like kind of bullying, because it was kind of bullying. She was like excited about the extremely strange sensation I was about to experience. Lymph maybe draining the hemolyzed blood at the same time. Yeah, that's probably what it was. That's a good news thing, by the way. They didn't like nick any lymph nodes or nerves that I've noticed, so. Because that was like a risk factor. You could get, like bloated arms. Because of like the lymphs under your arms. Ay. Edema, yeah. Draining to talk to her? Nah, not really. Why can't I move my camera? What's up with that? Huh. You're in a med that caused fluid retention in your feet and ankles? Yeah, I bet it's not great. Because it looked very intense in the like medical literature I looked up just to have some idea of what to look for. Sorry. Oh god. I have like compression garments on to keep everything in check. That's my next big milestone, is the compression garment tier. Once I get far enough down the surgery battle pass, I'll unlock the next tier, which is you don't have to wear the incredibly tight compression stuff during the night. That'll be pretty sick, not gonna lie. Still have to wear it for 4 more weeks at that point during daytime, but you know. You get 10 surgeries, the 11th cup of the free hospital pudding cup. I don't know if I talked about that either, like free hospital pudding. So I had like this is probably just how it works. And it's genius. You have a hospital mom when you're in day surgery. And it's just the smartest thing ever. So like one nurse is like your nurse, right? So she's there with you like pre-op, and she helps you with all kinds of questions and all kinds of like practical things. Like figuring out timetables and stuff so I could tell my sister and mother were coming to pick me up afterwards. All kinds of stuff like that. She was very useful. And then she's also like the first person who's there when you wake up and stuff like that. So you feel really safe. You feel a sort of consistency, an internal consistency to the events that happen. Even though you actually have literally no idea what the fuck just happened. Because I was laying in the hospital bed, feeling pretty prepared, pretty ready. Yeah, let's go. And then two, like, operating room nurses come in, who I barely got to meet. Who just mostly figured out if I was the person I am and asked a bunch of checkup questions. Woke into the ER with those two. Lay down, get comfortable, which they cared a lot about. And at this point, I don't know why they care that much that, like, I'm laying perfectly on the operating table. Because they cared a lot. They were like, oh, I'm gonna move this pillow under your knees. I'm gonna adjust these things so your feet are good. And I'm laying there like, I mean, it's fine, right? I don't have to be perfect, but okay, sure. Find out later, it's because I woke up literally like 3 hours afterwards. So it kind of makes sense that they would want you to, like, be in a perfect position where you're not straining anything. Because you're probably just going to be like that for 3 hours. Yeah, probably. Or just, like, muscle tension, maybe, right? And then you wake up, and when you wake up, you're in a different hospital bed. Which is another one of those things that's just, like, a weird thing. Like, it makes sense. Of course it makes sense. Yeah, they'd move you from the operating table to a hospital bed. Yeah, of course they would. But, like, intrinsically, you feel like you'd notice, you know? It was also the kind of thing where, like, I only realized that several hours later when I was just kind of, like, mentally going through my understanding of the events that day. It was just like, oh yeah, no, I have literally no memory of anything between the oxygen mask hitting my face and my hospital mom asking if I wanted coffee or juice. In a different bed. I think in a different hospital gown, too. Oh, I got both. That's the best part, Kriya. That's why they're a hospital mom. Because they ask you, like, do you want water or do you want, like, soft drink? Do you want, you know, coffee? Do you want juice? And then you're drugged to shit on morphine. And you're coming out of anesthesia. So you don't fucking know what anything is or what you want. So I was just like, coffee sounds really nice, actually. And then she was like, you want juice too? And I'm just like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Alright. Sorry about that. I got a tell from someone who very understandably wanted my help with something. I don't blame them at all, but I don't think I should be doing content right now. Oh. Yoshi P's been showing off the collector's edition today at PAX East. Collector's edition of what? His pants? Are they doing like the statue thing again, or? I'm starting to pay attention to Final Fantasy XIV again. Because like I'm 100% playing the expansion. That's just happening. FF9 Arc Summon Mount. Oh. Wait, like the airship? Ba 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 ba. Maybe I can find pictures. Probably the Reddit, right? Oh, fuck. Ah! This keyboard is pretty hard to use. I'm still using the 60% keyboard to play FF11, which is weird because I'm so used to using a numpad. But I basically just like reprogrammed a couple of the keys. It's not as bad as it could be. Don't show pre-order date. Oh, what the hell? Wind up Garnet. Arc mount. Oh yeah! I'm confused. What did it look like in night? Right, I remember this. I remember the ship. I didn't remember the robot. Right, it does look like that. Right, so this is the airship form and this is robot form. Is Arc even a necessary boss? God, I can't remember this shit. It's been a very long time since I played FF9. FF9 was the first Final Fantasy that I played to completion. So when I say it's been a long time, it truly has been a long time. The story boss, okay. I did kill it then, I just don't particularly remember it. You have to fight the airship. Oh, they have like a video. Oh, the music! If they do a raid that is Final Fantasy 9, I will raid this tier. It looks like a fucking Gundam. That's the crazy part. Are there more videos? Don't trail. Full trailer. So happy. This is what I'm excited about. I'm Fantasiaing immediately to be a buff bitch. Big and hairy, baby. Let's go. I remember in Final Fantasy X, I was really upset that there weren't any, like, recruitable female Runzo. Because they looked so fucking cool. Oh yeah, right. Unique emotes and shit. Aw. I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. Exactly what she's doing right now. If I do this, I tear up stitches like fucking everywhere down my torso. It would be extremely bad. Holy shit, that looks painful. Probably can't do that either, to be honest. Look at them! They're so cute! Oh my god. I want to be a kid. What are the controls again for this? Okay. Oh. The chest hurts, chat. Almost like I've had scalpels in it. Cross-region travel? Oh. I don't know if I would need that for anything. Like, I feel like we've been separated for so long that I don't know if that would matter. You know? Oh, I'm gonna pull the other Akba bar. Da 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 da. What's your plan for tomorrow? Take back the power. What's your for tomorrow? Okay. Yeah. No new stuff. 23, we get to start summoning sheep. 21, we get like damage upgrades. Have they talked at all about raid stuff? I just realized, like, because they're doing FF9 content, I kind of assumed maybe some of the raid content is going to be FF9, but... Yoshi P had a hoodie again? I'm reading. Gonna... Compile a list of everything we know about 7.0 Drum Trail. Aha! Some nerd has made an infographic for us. Mumblejaw. It's like Gulal Jaja or something, right? Is the bad guy in this one. Viper still kind of just seems like a weird job to me. I guess Pictomancer also seems like a weird job to me. I'm not excited at all about these new jobs. Like, I probably don't give a single shit, to be honest. I do like new gear, though. The fashion is good in this game. God, Monk is always so fucking good. White Mage, too. It's just a shame that White Mage is such a miserable experience to play. Cyberpunk. Oh, right, the Alliance raid. Ah, but that's FF11. Shit. New raid series, the Arcadian. It'll be in 14 original. And then Echoes of Vana'diel for the Alliance. Valigarmanda? It's not a Nordic thing. Eliminator. Yeah. Echoes of Vana'diel is definitely a reason to play on its own. Beastmaster. True disappointment. The limited job system. Basically not real jobs. Yeah, exciting. I'm still massively negative to that whole concept. I don't like it. I guess, like, the thing I don't like about it is that when they make, like, limited content like that, it kind of just ends up being additional fluff content rather than being the core design premise of the game. And fluff content never feels real, kinda. It'll be relevant for, like, 6 months, and then people are gonna stop doing it, because it's probably gonna stop getting updates and stuff, you know? It's like every single piece of additional content in Final Fantasy XI. From Brenner to Pancration. Ballista. Chocobo raising. Chocobo digging. The graveyard of ideas. Where am I right now? Oh, I'm here. I went down the wrong path. Chocobo dating. Oh, that would actually be good. A Chocobo dating sim. But they should do it like Rust. Like, you don't get to select your own Chocobo. Your Chocobo gets generated based on a seed in your profile. Chocobo extraction. Oh, yeah. Monstrosity, right? Yeah, Monstrosity. Final Fantasy 14 is finally getting Monstrosity. I mean, they got fucking trust, so why not? The whole... So, man. Extraction shooters are extremely my shit, right? Because I like hardcore games and I like shooters. It annoys me that every time someone is like, hey, let's make a game in the extraction looter shooter genre, they always like hard commit to the opposite of the successful games in the genre. It's very annoying. Like, League of Legends became a world-spanning, incredibly popular video game because they ripped Dota off. That's what they did. They just stole every good idea Dota has. And they made a good game. Can someone just steal everything Tarkov does, please? Instead of being like, oh, let's make Tarkov, but not at all Tarkov. And it's just like, wow, why is our game failing? Well, it's because you're trying to copy success without copying anything that's successful about it, maybe? Yeah. Hi, Timali. Your pawn keeps saying that my party contains only women in Dragon's Dogma 2. Actually, no, my pawn keeps saying that my party contains only women. And then your pawn says, and not a one of us are alike, or something like that. It's always the same thing. He always says the exact same thing. I'm like 5 hours in and it's an earworm already. The human pawn? Yeah, the original one that you had when I started. You did tell me that you were restarting. So when I ended up sending her back, I didn't like give her a gift or anything because I assumed you wouldn't get it if you started over. I'm playing a cat lady, and I made Elle my pawn. I think I want to move off of fighter though as my class. Because right now I'm a fighter, and it's like, it's fine, it's not bad, but I don't know. I'm watching Elle jump around like a fucking crazy person as a thief. Eve seems kind of fun. But I might just go down, like, whatever the vacation after fighter is. Warrior or barbarian or whatever. And then if there's a Mystic Knight, we all know what I'm doing. I'm gonna play Mystic Knight again. Mystic Knight is fucking insane. Oh, my ring war. One's a big cat lady now. Being big made it harder? How do you mean being big made it harder? Like your hitbox is bigger? My main character is pretty big. She's like 190 centimeters or something. Usually in Dragon's Dogma, if you make like a really tiny character, you can get into tiny holes and shit like that. Seems like you take more damage and attack a lot slower. That might be true. And I think it costs more stamina to like latch on to things and stuff like that too. That's like the cool thing about Dragon's Dogma though. It's a game that's like, hey, what if everything mattered? What if everything mattered? What if walking was a mechanic, you know? Of course, more catnip. That'd be good if you could get catnip for your main character. Like my butch as fuck cat lady just like rolling around on the floor. I'd be into it. Alright, I'm gonna go get a coffee cup while we heal. I'll be back in a second. True VTuber privilege, chat, is that I can adjust my compression bra and it's like not even... It's not even a thing. Imagine being a flesh streamer. Couldn't be me. Oh, good lord. Today is definitely the best I've been, though. Like, the progression in terms of feeling healthy has been pretty fucking steep. I felt like absolute trash garbage until, like, well, yesterday morning, I think. Anywhere between like 0 and 10% function, and then suddenly during Thursday I went from 10% to 40%. Da, da, da. I'm thinking if I keep playing a bit more of Horizon, I should probably finish Ranger. 72 out of 75. I think I have all the gear too. I think I have like a Hellfire and the fire staff and all that junk. And I think, was I working on like Dark Knight or something before I stopped? Yeah, my Dark Knight is 50. Okay. Where am I going? Right, not there, but over. So, can I ask, Tamali, are you playing with a controller for Dragon's Dogma? Does it feel good if you are? Okay. Because I'm playing mouse and keyboard. I might be able to play controller from, like, if I give it a couple more days, it might feel more comfortable. Like, the major benefit for me, always, to be honest, because, like, I get more carpal tunnel problems whenever I have a controller in my hands than if I play mouse and keyboard. But obviously now that I am not allowed to, like, use muscles in my arms, being able to just rest my arms on my desk fully while I'm using a keyboard is pretty legit. But the mouse controls for, like, the camera are weird. It feels like it has some kind of, like, mouse acceleration or smoothing or something happening. If they turned that shit off, it would be perfect, but... like, aiming ballistas and stuff like that, suddenly it's like your DPI is 26,000. No complaints with controller? Okay, I should probably try controller then. I should say it's playable. It's not like a big issue. It's just kind of annoying because you are constantly reminded that, like, most games just let your mouse work as a mouse and don't, like, modify it in some weird fucking way. God, FF11 is kind of perfect too, though. Just both arms resting on the desk right now. Feels good. I tried to get my mom into Balatro. Did not work. Actually failed more spectacularly than I even imagined. My mom is like the most picky person I know, it turns out. She's retired now, right? Ugh. And so she has a bunch more time on her hands. And she plays games, is the thing. Like, for as long as I've known her, for my entire life, she has played games. But they're like mom games. There's like a very specific subgenre of video games that are just like Diner Dash and shit like that. I've had a hell of a time trying to like recommend more developed experiences for her, I guess. Also, she took a look at Stardew Valley and she was just like, no, I don't want to play that. And I was like, what? What? And she was like, no, I don't want to play that. I don't like how it looks. And I was just like, oh my god. You're such a fucking diva, Mom. I'm like 90% sure she would become addicted to Stardew Valley, but she doesn't like how it looks. Like, what the fuck? It's like me talking about Gundam Wing. Like, I know where I got it from. Apparently it's my mom. Oh god, I'm yawning. That's actually good news, chat. It's actually great news. If I manage to stay up until like 9 or 10 p.m., then maybe I can sleep a bit. Certainly not describe Gundam Wing as the best looking Gundam. No, but that's right. So that's my point though, Ash. There are a bunch of animes that are apparently very, very good that I just can't watch because I look at the art style and I'm like, nah, I don't wanna. There's a couple of mangas too, actually, where it's like, oh wow, this is a beloved manga, and wow, the mangaka is such a great artist, and blah blah blah. But then like you look at their fucking line art, and it's like a fucking Monet painting or something. It just does, yeah. It's a Pollock. What the fuck just happened? Oh, okay. I fat-fingered Alt Tab, but I was just like, wait, hello? But yeah, it turns out my endgame link shell is doing Dynamis. And they presumably wanted me to come as either Ranger or Ninja, but I think it was a good idea not to say yes to that, because I probably got 45 minutes left in me, and then I should log off the stream. Maybe we can get 20, though. Or 21. Does anyone know? So actually, speaking of anime, I just remembered. Rerun, is that at the end of its arc now? Because it's seasonal, isn't it? The last episode felt like it could be a cliffhanger. Okay, so that was a cliffhanger. God damn it. Ooh, okay. Ow. Oh, okay. I'm alive. Oh, yeah, yeah. I have like a little bit more sharp pain right now, just because I'm actually not on any painkiller. Very likely to make more. It's massively popular. Yeah. Always read the manga. Yeah. I think I have to read, I have to read the manga for 86, I think. Because I don't think they're making any more of it. Which is a fucking shame, because 86 was very good. Wasn't that a light novel adaptation? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It, I started watching 86 because I just saw it on Crunchyroll. And I was like, you know what? I don't have anything to watch. Let's try this out. And it starts out like the scariest thing ever. Like, when you have no information about it and you watch episode 1 and 2, you're just like, wow, this is extremely fucked up. And not okay and weird. But then it, like, twists and turns and is actually good and actually treats the material it deals with in a good way. So I definitely recommend 86, but it's definitely one of those, like, you're gonna get bad vibes in the first couple episodes, because they're setting you up for a twist. Also been watching Dungeon Meshi, which I love. One of... No, actually the only anime or animated show I've ever watched where I actually watch it in English. And it's like 99% the voice actor for Marcel, the elf. Like, she's actually really good as a voice actor. I feel like dubs are always hot fucking garbage, basically. Our Pro ZD. Is he in it? I didn't even know he was in it. Is he in it? No, no, it's Marcel. I love how she acts that character. Like, her emotional affect whenever anything happens, whenever she talks, it feels appropriate, which my experience with dubs is that it's never appropriate, ever. Like, dubs are always so bad, it's like painful. He's Senshi. Oh, I wouldn't have guessed. But yeah, no, I credit Marcel's voice actress. She does more of the emoting too, though, is the thing, right? Like, Chilchuck does also a little bit more emoting, but the other two characters are kind of like muted, right? So Marcel acts a little bit more. He's not just kind of always monotone. He goes from like depressed to incredibly happy to pissed off, often within a span of seconds. Oh god, I want to stretch, but I can't. I'm not allowed, chat. Fuck. Oh. Someone out there do like a really big stretch just for me. Maybe I'll get the energy. Oh, fuck. That is maybe the thing that would make streaming difficult. Doing like 6+ hours post-op. Because like when you're sitting down like this, the stretching feels so good, right? And I guess I've kind of noticed that like when I get tired and end up going to bed, it's because I feel like I'm kind of like scrunched up, I guess. Because I'm tensing muscles to try not to use the muscles and overexert them, and I can't like release that tension. Don't. Maybe I can go to the crab camp. In the trees. Doo-doo-doo. The underdog is examining me. Be a dog, though. Oh, but is there Easter break for anyone else? That makes us spring break, which I guess is similar. But it's like if you're Protestant anyway, it's Easter next week. I have no idea what the fuck the Catholics do, to be honest. Norwegians just go skiing. That's what we do. That's how religious we are. Level 18? That sounds like a fair fight. I don't know if I want fair fights. I'm assuming you worked through it, right, Ash? Like, being in retail, you're probably... Everyone else has time off, so that means you're definitely not getting time off. Working Saturday, Sunday, yeah. Classic Echelon. This, oh, God. I actually have my birthday while I'm on sick leave. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything for that. Like, I can't work, but I could theoretically talk to one of the other teachers and just be like, hey, that day, could I, like, come visit the kids or something? Because that could be kind of nice. I think I could use that mentally. Get out of the apartment, like, see some people again. Just occupy one of the Norwegian lessons or something to bring them a cake. Yeah! Actual progress. Oh, did I have a new weapon? I do. Battle axe. And the Korean's shield. And chest pain. It's not in game, that's just in real life. Oh. Level 20. Are these things like level 12 down here? I can't remember. Also, by the way, has anyone been playing Horizon? Do you know why I have an anniversary ring? I'm assuming I can't refill that. But I have no memory of getting it. And then I like logged on again this week and found it and I was like, oh, that's okay. Cool. 1-year anniversary for Horizon server? Oh, okay. They probably like mailed it to people or something then. Because I don't think I did an event. What's the cooldown on it? 1 hour. That's not bad. Oh fuck, how do I walk that? Okay. Yes, shut on. Oh, haha. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm at the end of the tunnel at this point. I'm not, obviously. Because I'm gonna be back to working normally again in 7 weeks. My ass sitting here day 4, just like, yeah, no, I feel good, I feel better. But that is mostly just because I felt so bad for the past 3 days that it was like, it barely registered on any kind of scale. Or to put it another way, I've been watching a lot of Velner's stream lately. Ever since Tuesday, I've gotten a lot of Velner screen time in. Velner who streams at like 2 to 6 a.m. my time. Yeah, 20, 25 minutes left in me, I think. Because the pain is starting to spread. Ooh. I might start walking in the stairs. That might be like a thing I should do. Okay. Might be too high level for this area. Kinda sucks. This is one of my favorite spots to solo. Because like you get dark crystals, you get wind crystals. The mobs are pretty easy to kill. Twenty might just be a tiny bit too high for it. I don't know where we go though. Ideally like level 12s or something would be what we target. Also, are you still playing Horizon actively, Braytech? Are you gaming? Oh. Oh yeah, we have accuracy bonus now. Yeah. Broth is me. Why am I walking all the time? What am I hitting? Ah, there, okay. My keybinds are kind of confusing. I'm trying to think. Is the play here to like pick up a crab and familiar it and then kill worms, maybe? Hi Pindo, how you doing? I'm a new avatar. I'm a new me. I had avatar replacement surgery. Grabbing a crab. I think that's actually an underrated joke. I think that's actually very funny. I deserve to laugh at my own joke there. Oh. But yeah, I'm back on Final Fantasy 11 for the first time in... How long? Like, when was I last playing this game, y'all? It must have been, like, before December, right? Maybe I played a bit in December, but... unclear to me. Post kickoff work? Nice. Yeah. I would have been working, but sick leave, so I'm good. Hey, Weiss. What am I doing? Bam. Yay 11. Yay 11 indeed. Actually not that much up with me, to be honest. I'm specifically playing FF11 because out of every game I stream, this is like the best chat room game, to be honest. And that's kind of what I wanted to get done with the stream. I just wanted to be live so people could pop in and I could talk to them and update people on where I've been for the past fucking week. That kind of stuff, you know? Sorry. I'm just realigning some compression. Oh. Okay. We're good. How am I doing? I'm doing a lot better. It must be said. This morning was day 4 post-op, so this morning was the day I was done. I was done with like the dry bandage care thing. Because I guess Norway, unlike America, doesn't do like shit tons of antibiotics, and so instead you get like drains put in to get fluid out, and they just like completely bandage up the zone. Which seems a lot more reasonable, honestly. I only learned about the antibiotic thing that Americans do because I looked up the surgery on YouTube. and found a bunch of like private clinics in America who talked about like, oh yeah, no, when you get this, blah blah blah. And then you smear the antibiotic cream directly upon the wound. You're not even infected yet, and you're using antibiotics. Like, what the fuck? That really did strike me, because it is such a culture difference. In Norway, a lot of people will be sick with things that are actually kind of dangerous, and they'll still not use antibiotics, because, you know. Until you're basically dying, why risk building resistance, you know? This is probably the better way of doing this. Away. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, the parrying. I remember now. Being capped parrying and evasion from the fact that ninja was my first job has actually been like a genuine advantage for every other job I've leveled afterwards. Because it's like, it's significant is the kind of fucked up thing. You're in an experience party and you're like a dark knight. And you have a fucking warrior with a shield and you're actually tanking better than them because your defensive skills are capped and theirs aren't. It's kind of buck wild. Is this guy dying? Let's try to help him out. Null. Don't want you to die, Null. He has regen. Maybe he would have been fine. How do I... 43. 14. He's fine. Around and round. You sent me a tally. Appreciated the help. I'm such a like I don't know. I feel like it's a I grew up on Titan thing. Right? Like I learned how to play FF11 on a primarily Japanese server. And so it wouldn't occur to me in Final Fantasy XI to send him a tell and be like, hey, do you need help? Or to help him and then send him a tell afterwards. You just kind of like, oh, I have determined you are in trouble. I'm going to assist. But I'm gonna go do something else and leave you alone. Because that was kind of the culture, right? Like, people helped each other out, but, you know. It's not like I want to be friends with you, baka. And of course, if you are farming an area for money and other people arrive, they are automatically evil. That's the other side of the coin, right? Like someone's competing with my camp. Oh, there's Satan. Oh, weird. That's one point where I'm like, I'm unsure if my understanding of Japanese society is incredibly accurate or incredibly inaccurate because of FF11. But there's definitely a lot of those, like, extremely harsh contradictions. Where it's like, oh, it's community oriented, you know? Everyone tries to help each other out, but also you better not fuck up. You better not fuck up. Wait, what happened? Oh. It's fighting it. I should probably rest though, shouldn't I? Do I have to heal on this server for the pet, Or does it stay? It's stay, I think. What content am I limited from by playing this limited job? Fuck. I hate it. Am I allowed to hate it? Because I hate it, Kriya. The thing for me in FF14 is that I just kind of disagree with the premise. Because their premise was like, oh, we feel like we can't do the jobs justice if we release them as real jobs. But to me, it's like releasing them as anything but real jobs is just like, that's just how you kill hope. All the Blue Mage mains all cried out in pain at the same time. Because, like, yeah, sure, you can't make Blue Mage incredibly overpowered. So just don't make it, like, what's the problem, right? Just give it all the animations and the cool stuff and the cool abilities and design a gameplay loop that's fun. And people would be happy with that. Same with Beastmaster, just make it like a melee that has a pet. For that matter, make it like a hybrid melee ranged or something that, like, has a pet control phase and a melee phase or something. Like, I don't know. But I feel like they could do stuff with it that would... Because it's the aesthetic we're after, right? I want to have, like, a little sheep hat bonnet in Final Fantasy XIV. And maybe, like, some cosmetic animals that I can swap out. And I want to do raids with it, very specifically, because when I care about Final Fantasy XIV, and I play a lot of Final Fantasy XIV, hardcore raiding is like 95% of my playtime. So the idea of releasing jobs that are not capable of hardcore raiding is, like, completely fucking irrelevant. That's kind of my problem with it. Oh my god. Stay and rest, okay. But yeah, I was excited about Bloom H2 when they announced it and when they started talking about it, and then they came out with the limited job stuff and I just died inside. You can raid on blue with the party of blues in the last expansion's raids. Yeah, but that's irrelevant, is the thing, right? For a casual player, maybe that's fun. For my player archetype, that's just not a thing. Like, why would I ever do that? I might be convinced if there was like a solo thing and it was like, you know, if the skill cap was really high on using abilities or doing rotations, and it meant that you could solo entire raids as a blue mage, and it was like a challenge type thing, I might be into that. I'd still be really upset that it was not just the game that I'm playing. Because that really is the rub, right? Like, if you play FF14, you play FF14. You're not playing Jumbo Cactpot Simulator or the Rise Simulator or whatever the fuck. Like, all the additional content is just additional content. It's just like a distraction. Something else to do on a Friday. It's not the game that you want to play. You can play Fall Guys. Yeah, exactly. Did anyone in chat, like, get into Fall Guys? Was that a thing? Some of those things, to be, kind of just seem like streamer fads. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, like, it is genuinely popular. Or it's only popular with, like, teenage children. And that's why streamers end up getting into it, because, like, that's, like, a lot of the audience. I don't know. Ashen loved it? That's true. I do seem to remember seeing Ashen play some of the Falling Guys. Ashen's been Final Fantasy VIIing lately. That game is the closest I've gotten to considering a PlayStation 5. But it's still not worth it. Especially now that the PSVR 2 might be coming to computers. Because that headset actually seems kind of compelling. Since it does the, like, mostly renders the thing you're focusing on technology. I don't know. Sometimes when a game pops off on Twitch and like everyone's playing it, it does to me feel like maybe these are a large amount of streamers who are kind of pigeonholed, right? If you're a content creator who makes their living doing, say, just one game, right? It kind of feels like they see every hype fad as an opportunity to get a fucking break. That's my impression. So like, oh, Pal World is suddenly popular, right? And now streamer who only does just chatting content is suddenly playing video games for a couple of weeks. And to that person, that is probably the equivalent of a fucking holiday, you know? If you're a WoW streamer and another MMO pops off for like a month, that's your holiday right there. $3,600. I feel like it's going fast, but I'm also not in a hurry, so I guess probably that's why, right? Da, 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 da. I need to see a Skunk Anansi concert in my lifetime, if possible. Like, for a long time, it was basically not possible because they were on break. And then it was like, what, 2017 or something? They came back together and... You gotta see bands you like live. You just gotta, because... shit's ephemeral. Speaking of, anyone want to go to a Sleep Token concert? Because, because I do. I do feel a lot better today, but I'm definitely not like good. It's weird too, because like I think part of being in a lot of pain a lot of the time is that you kind of get used to it after a while. Which makes sense. Like we're very adaptable people, you know? At some point torture gets boring. Where's my crab? Uh... Where's my crab? You know a lot of people who can't adapt? You mean like in Final Fantasy 14 rating? Because yeah, I know a lot of people who can't adapt in Final Fantasy 14 rating. 14 in life, yeah. No, but I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to judge, right? Day 4 of barely getting any sleep and constantly hurting whenever I do anything. Part of it is probably that I'm used to being in pain at this point. And part of it is probably that, like, the first 36 hours are the worst as well. Which I think is a supported theory by the fact that, like, you just end up feeling so tired in a weird way. Like, not sleepy, not even, like, exhausted, just, like... It's like your flesh is exhausted. Really weird. Because that's kind of how I feel right now. Like, I just want to lay down. I'm not going to be able to sleep. So I'm literally just going to lay there and look at the roof. But, you know. That sounds attractive to me right now. I can't, like, lay on my sides or anything because it hurts my arms, so... Fun times. Oh. "14 in life and 11. Yeah. That's kind of like a core... I don't know, like... a core frustration of any kind of cooperative activity, I think. Which really shows itself in Final Fantasy 14 rating in particular. Is the whole, like... adaptability and people being unable or unwilling. My theory on that has always been that it's basically like a lack of fundamentals, right? Like, some of the people who are in your raid group are people who play the game, but mentally engage with the game as little as humanly possible. You know what I mean? Like, they have gone through the story. They have done all the dungeons. Theoretically, they should have done the tutorial by now, kind of, but... They were so fucking checked out during all of it that they don't know fundamental things that would allow them to make good decisions. And so the moment anything is slightly wrong according to the do exactly this at this time plan, they just, like, fucking give up and die. That was always the thing that kind of frustrated the living shit out of me, because something would happen and I'd immediately and instinctively be like, oh, we just adjust like this and it'll be totally fine. It's so easy. What the fuck just happened? What is that? NVIDIA. Alt R. Oh. Okay. Was that the NVIDIA app that just came up? I'm hitting a lot of buttons I've never hit before today. It's interesting. Copyright static, luckily the huff the fucked off. Yeah. Yeah. But it's definitely noticeable though, right? Because they wanna complete things and they wanna achieve things, but they don't wanna try. Is how I would define it. And I'm trying deeply not to be judgmental when I say that, but I think it's socially rude. I guess that's my bottom line on it. I think it is a rude act to try to do something difficult and collaborative without putting any effort in. It's kind of like doing like a group project at university, right? Like if you do nothing and then you just show up on the day and expect everything to be done, like it's a dickhead thing to do. I do acknowledge, I think I'm a lucky person in terms of stuff like that though, because I naturally tend toward mastery. Like mastery is my function of fun. That's what I enjoy when I play a game, is learning how to do things and trying to push the edges of mechanics and stuff like that. If I didn't do that, I'd be fucking bored. So like learning the actual dance and stuff like that is pretty fucking boring for me, but trying to push what I can get away with, I can do that for like 20, 30 hours for sure. But I think that is also part of why it becomes frustrating to be in the same party as someone who has spent 30 hours and still doesn't know how to do the dance. Because it's not that fucking hard. The problem. Dunster would quite often 4 to 6 weave OG cities. Jesus fucking Christ. That's a case of like literally just tell them never do that ever. Ever. Let's stop using OGCDs altogether. Never use an OGCD ever again. Your DPS will improve by like 60%. It'll still be fucking trash, but it'll be a lot better. I played Black Mage once in a pickup group, and I used only ice, and I was beating people. I did that to prove a point, though. That wasn't like... I didn't think that was a good idea. It was just... Before I started doing that, I was doing like 3 times the damage of the next person, so I was like, wait. How far can we push this? And during Heavensward, I remember doing more damage than the entire rest of my party in dungeons as a tank. Some people who play FF14 are extremely bad at video games. That said, honestly, you know what? I'm not bashing FF14 players. Every single thief I've ever met on Horizon is extremely bad at video games. Except Quetch. But I've technically never partied with Quetch on Horizon as a thief. I just know him very well and know that he knows how to play the game. But, like, literally, I think 3 thieves in my entire career of getting Ninja to 75 who actually did anything remotely close to their job. Most of the other ones just tried to kill me. Or the samurai. Bravo! Yeah. I should redo all my emotes, but, you know. Maybe that's a project. You know what, guys? Maybe that's a project, because, like, give me a week of recovery, and I'm probably going to be able to move around more without constant pain, right? Given the current progress. So I could probably whip up, like, another animated emote and, redo all the base emotes. I'm keeping the ayaya one, though, because people want it. Or yayayay, or whatever the fuck it's called. Alright, chat. I'm in enough pain that I'm looking for a raid target. That's what's happening right now. Parabola's on. Parabola's a good time. Ayaya. No one's actually redeemed it, but you know what? It's been such a long time. Let me clear my throat and try a good ara ara again. Ar ar. That might have been too breathy. It might not have come. I tried. I'm gonna end the stream there, guys. 2 hours. I'm pretty happy we got through 2 hours, to be honest with you. I'm gonna keep recovering. By Wednesday, I'm expecting I can do like a 4-hour stream or something. No idea what game we do. Might be FF11 again, because honestly, this was kind of chill. I enjoyed it. I hope you all have a good day. I'm gonna go lay down in bed and stare at the roof for a couple hours. Have a good night.